All right, so this is a commentary on a top 10 that we have done called the Top 10 Douchebags. Hello, I'm Stuttering Craig.
Is that British Commander?
British Commander Man. No, this is Stuttering Craig. And with who?
Jose Mexicano.
Hey, there he is. All right. So why are you here, Jose? What are we talking about? Why are you here?
This is the first top 10 I was in when I first started as an intern, so...
Yes, back in April. April or
No,
May?
it's May, yeah.
May of 2007.
It's meaningful right here.
And probably one of the signature Screwattack top 10s we've probably ever done with Douchebags. Which, funny story about this. Douchebags, top 10 Douchebags actually the idea came from my girlfriend at the time, who is now my fiance, who will be my wife in the future. So, if people are like, oh, you guys are so funny. Well, no, my fiance is hilarious. So, that's where the whole idea behind the top 10 came from. Narrowing down this top 10 was something that, the top 10 narrowed down process has changed a lot. Like, ever since, it was me and Tom, and now it's me, Jose, Ben, Corey, Destin, Brian, Chad, throw the kid, everybody, I mean, it's everybody now, narrowing it down, as opposed to, it was pretty much just me before. Like, the way the process worked was, Tom and I would sit down and be like, okay, who's on the list? And then we would talk about it, and we'd each come down with our favorites, and then we'd list and narrowed it down to the top 10. Then I would write the script. So I'd write the scripts for two people, for Tom and I, and then we'd go in and we'd edit them separate parts, and then we'd plug it all in one spot. I'd go in and plug it all in together, and it'd be done. So this was the first one. You were actually brought in for the Burger King.
Yep, Burger King, man.
This is the first time you were on camera, I think, right?
Yeah. I think this was like the second week I was here.
Well, the reason why you were brought in was at least on camera was because nobody else would do it. It was you, Ben, and Mickey, and it was like, okay, who will do this? And you were like, I don't care. What the fuck?
What do I have to lose? Seriously.
And this set such a good. It was like, okay, here's Jose. Here he is. This is what Jose is gonna be. Which is great.
The guy who will do anything.
Which is awesome. I think everybody needs to have one of those, and everybody loves you, which is great. And you want. I mean, nobody forced you to do anything, right?
No, I was like, oh, I'll do it. I was kind of nervous. I remember that.
No, I totally remember you being nervous for sure.
I was like,
and this was kind of like kind of Mega 64ish and kind of like recreating a skit,
Yep.
But it was pretty cool that we don't want to step on anybody's toes, because I think Mega 64 does a freaking awesome job of what they do, and we're fans of what they do and everything. But it was one of those things where we kind of had to do it,
yeah.
And just to illustrate the point, and you pulled it off quite well, I might add.
I'm a 6 foot or 6'7", 6'6" person. Of course, I'm gonna like scaring the crap out of people.
Scare the crap out of it. Now, one thing you'll notice, like, throughout this top 10 is, like, during the Superman list, there's several. You can always tell who edited the top 10s. And while I have a history of not spelling things correctly, when it came to top 10s, I made sure they were perfect. So, like. But there are times where I wouldn't catch things, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like Tom would spell douchebags, and it wouldn't be spelt right. Like, there are several times where that happened, and like we went back and we're like, oh crap, well, we can't change it now, so whatever. But you could always tell. Here it is, Jose.
For $3.99 on the purchase of a combo meal, the Burger King gets tossed on the list because his ability to sneak around and
This is kind of one of those wild cards. We always like to have a wild card on our top 10.
We sent our intern Jose out to
Hey!
what he thought about the Sneak King.
I didn't have my glasses back then.
Yeah. I remember filming this stuff and legitimately thinking, I was like, Jose's gonna get punched. Which is great.
Those people are like, what do you want?
And you're sitting outside. There were people trying to get shots for their dogs, and we're like, go up and offer him a burger, Jose. The guy. It was awesome. And that lady was just like, what do you want? Hey.
Oh, I remember that.
The cops?
Yeah.
They thought he was a douchebag.
We did a good job with that right there. So anyways, yeah, that was really, really fun.
My shining moment.
One shining. And that set the tone. Hey, Ben actually makes an appearance in this later on, though.
Yep.
Really quick, actually. Number 2, I believe. So, but yeah, narrowing these things down, we always have our staples. We know who's going to be on the list. Like, Bowser was one that was going to be on the list just because he's the main bad guy when it comes to the #1 video game character of all time. So he's got to be on the list. But having him as #1 would be too cliche.
I actually remember
You remember
getting
doing this
quiz.
too, because what did we do? This is like the first thing we ever made you do, right?
Yeah, and I was like, all right, I can play this. It's Metal Gear Solid.
It was like, hey, get to Psycho Mantis, and what you played it for like 2 days, right?
Yeah, it was like it's behind the box. The password is behind the box. I'm like, what box? And whenever we were driving home from going to the office, I looked behind the Metal Gear Solid box, and I was like, oh, that's what they meant.
What do you mean behind the box?
The password.
The controller socket.
Yeah, whatever.
You got to put it in the second.
No, it's not. It was the codex. The codex frequency.
Yeah. Okay, I see. I hear you. That's funny. So you got to have the box to get past it.
I was like,
yeah, that was funny. I remember you were just like, is this what I'm gonna do? And you're like, you're playing video games. You know, I was like. All right, so here's Jack Thompson, number 2 on the list, which is actually kind of funny considering, you know, with the way things are going right now. You know, we've invited him to be a part of SGC, which is hilarious. Which some of you may know before this, some of you may not know. So, well, hopefully the announcement will be out there. But wouldn't it be hilarious if he was like number 2 on our top 10 douchebags list and he appeared at one of our events? That'd be hilarious.
Well, he kind of knows that he's a douchebag. So.
I don't know if he does. I don't know. I don't think he. I think he's really just
Oblivious.
going after his own cause. You know. There's Ben.
All
right, let's recap.
Misspelled, I think.
Number 1, number 10, Wario.
Number 9.
This is actually one of the early ones. I think we Guru Larry, to give him some credit, he actually we would do the recaps after the top 10 was complete, and he's like, hey, how about you do the recaps before you get to number 1? And I was like, yeah, that'd be good. So I give credit to Guru Larry for bringing that idea there, and it actually helped. And this, we were just talking about this a few minutes ago. This number 1, I think nobody really saw it coming, but now anytime you see a list about jerks or douchebags or anything in video games,
it has to be number 1.
The Duck Hunt Dog is always number 1. And I like to think that we played a small little role in that, you know, which is pretty cool. You know, pretty cool to say the least. You know, he's very stereotypical now as thought of the guy that everybody loves to hate, which is awesome. So anyway, so there you go. Top 10 douchebags. That was fun.
Woo!
See ya.